Welcome everybody, it's Selim, and today we're going to be talking about this new group that has been introduced inside the Eisendrache named Division 9. So we've never heard about this division before, we've never heard of this group before until the Eisendrache. So why is Treyarch doing this? I have no idea, but what we're going to be doing in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly where they were introduced and also going to be explaining who they are and what they're talking about inside the messages that were left. So without further delay, let's get into it. There was two things that we got to actually talk about Division 9. We had a radio from Dr. Groph and a Cipher that was discovered very recently. And first I'm going to let you guys listen to the radio and then I'll read you guys off the Cipher.
Our allies in Division 9 have made great strides with their own research and development. Though I must confess to having had my own doubts regarding the feasibility of their more ambitious weapons designs. Successful field trials suggest that we may be able to deploy the specimen as early as this winter. Assuming progress remains on track, we may finally be able to break the stalemate on the Eastern Front.
Now, after you heard the radio, let me just read you the cipher real fast. It says, Division 9 has completed the resurrection of the ancient beast for your Eastern Front. We expect Group 935 to reciprocate the favor. First, before we actually talking about this cipher, or this is going to be mainly focused around the cipher, but I really want to get into the ancient beast part. But first, we need to actually figure out who is this Division 9. Who are they? From the radio, we heard that Division 9 are allies with Group 935. So who would ally with Group 935? But first, we have to know what is this cause that Group 935 is doing? Who would want to ally with that? So we have to think this is happening during the World War II era, and Group 935 is helping Germany try to win the war. So we can say that Germany's allies are Group 935's allies. But Germany is allied with a few countries, so which one could it be? I want to go to the Cipher to try to figure this one out. So the Cipher mentions something called the Eastern Front. And if you guys don't know what the Eastern Front is, it's sort of where Germany's, the Axis, were all fight. Well, not the Axis, but like mainly Germany were fighting Russia pretty much in that location, and it was east to the Germans. So it was east to the Germans and it was west to the Russians. So just keep in mind that well, actually I'll come back to that, but just that's what it was. It was just pretty much where the front line of where they were fighting. Now the cipher is worded a little weird. It says that Division 9 has completed the resurrection of the ancient beast for your Eastern Front. It doesn't say the Eastern Front, but it says your Eastern Front. So which it can tell us a lot by seeing that. Because in World War II, the Eastern Front was not only known as the Eastern Front. I can't remember what else it was called, but it wasn't only known as the Eastern Front. It was only known as the Eastern Fronts that the Eastern Front was actually east to them. And only one of Germany's allies it was not in that location, and that was Japan. So I think it's very safe to assume that Division 9 is a Japanese group because they were very much an ally with Germany in World War II. Also, there's paper scraps that are just thrown around the Eisendrache. They're all written in Japanese. They could be a cipher, but they haven't all been found at this point of recording. And once they're done being found, I highly believe that they're going to be mentioning, they're going to be mentioning Division 9. Now that we have a good understanding of who they are, let's move on to the actual cipher and radio message. We hear that in the cipher that Division 9 has completed the resurrection of HMBs for your Eastern Front. But who are these HMBs? Where have we heard the word beast before? Most recently in Shadows of Evil. In Shadows of Evil we had something called beast mode, and this could be what he's talking about, but the problem is that these beasts are Apothicon beings, and from what we can tell, the Apothicons do not seem to be under any control. They seem to be doing whatever they want in Shadows of Evil. They're just doing what the heck they want. It doesn't seem like Group 935 or Division 9 has any say in what they're doing. Just they're doing it. It's them, not anybody else. That is a kind of a down, but then we also, another reason is that they're called Apothicon, and I've never heard the Apothicon. I guess they are ancient, but we just never heard them called ancient before. And also, why call them beasts when they are apothken? If you're doing research on them, you should know that they're apothken and not just a beast. It could be, I just don't think that the apothken are these ancient beasts they are talking about. So let's think about the other possibilities. What about the zombies? We have heard about Max's undead army in World at War, excuse me. And in Origins we heard the zombies being called ancients kind of, and you could call zombies beasts with, you know, pretty easy. They're like, they look human, like actually they don't look that human, but they have a human form, but they're like attacking you, and you could easily call zombies beasts. The problem with this is that Group 935 has known about the zombies for a while, and Group 935 already knows how to resurrect dead bodies into zombies, so why do they need Division 9 to tell them something they already know how to do? On top of that, they even asked for for Group 935 to return the favor. Hopefully they'll reciprocate the favor. So why ask for this favor and then just to tell them something they already know? It doesn't make sense at all. I just don't get that. Those, of course, it could still be the zombies, it could still be the apothecary, but I don't believe so. It just doesn't, they don't fit the bill exactly. What's the last thing? There's only one last thing we can actually think of at this point, and that is the Keepers. The Keepers are ancient. We know that they've been calling the Ancient Order of the Keepers inside Shadows of Evil. And they can easily be mistaken as a beast because, you know, their face looks like the devil itself. But it seems more fitting because on top of that, they've never heard about these things before, and why can't they be resurrected? We never heard that they were never resurrected. They could easily be needed to be resurrected because if we remember inside the Eisendrache, they call, when you go into this area with the Keepers all and the pyramid in the middle, it says this was a tomb for a king. I think it's Nikolai's quote. If you can resurrect that can be easily the Keepers. And also, there's no proof that the Keepers aren't being controlled, because if you kind of look at it, they don't really seem like they're following their own will. They're just walking, doing these things, like stopping, like in Shadows of Evil, they were just stopping you, like very futile, and then we started helping them, of course, but it just doesn't seem like they have any will of their own. So this is what I'm leaning to, that they are talking about these ancient beasts. I'm not too sure. Tell me what you guys, is it the apothecary? Is it the zombies? Or is it the Keepers? Or is it something else entirely? We don't know at this point, but I am leaning towards the Keepers. It just seems the most fitting, and of course the problem with this is that Keepers are very highly intelligent beings, because they can teleport between dimensions without even using a teleporter or anything. They can use just whatever is on them or their will itself. That is also a problem with it, but it just seems to me like they're the best candidate for this situation. But of course, tell me what you guys think. Do you think it's the Keepers, or do you disagree with me? Of course, your opinion can work just as fine as mine. Any of these can work good. Or is it just something else entirely we haven't heard of? One last thing I want to mention is who exactly wrote this cipher. It's kind of questioned because it says Division 9 has completed the resurrection of the ancient beast for your Eastern Front, and we expect Group 935 to reciprocate the favor. Now, it does kind of sound like someone inside Division 9, because we've never heard, I think they said Division 9 because it just seems like someone inside Division 9. Maybe some Japanese guy, maybe it could even possibly be someone that Takeo knows, possibly. Maybe he has some connections to this Division 9. And also, I could be wrong. They could possibly not be a Japanese. Just bear all this in mind. This is just from what I gathered and the evidence we can actually point to. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you guys think about it. Did I make any mistakes anywhere? Tell me if there's anything mistakes, or can you take this one step further, or just anything like that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right away. And I'll catch you guys on my next video.